Chichibu Lake Suspension Bridge is located in Chichibu City in Saitama Prefecture. It's a small pedestrian bridge about 200 meters long, with a 1 meter high wire fence on either side, connecting National Highway 140 with the forest on the other side. It crosses over Chichibu Lake, an artificial lake created thanks to the nearby Futase Dam, which was completed in 1961. Due to rock slides on the opposing shore, however, the other side of Chichibu Lake Suspension Bridge is now off limits, and there is a sign informing people as much. Thanks to that, the bridge is rarely used these days, and while some people still use it to fish in the lake below, there's nowhere to go once you reach the other side. All paths are blocked off. The site first gained attention after being introduced in Inagawa Junji's Kyofu no Gemba, Terrifying Locations video series in 2003. Inagawa, a famous talent in Japan known for his ability to see ghosts, went with 2 women to visit the bridge, known as a famous jumping spot to the locals. The 3 of them claimed they could see the ghost of a woman about halfway down, although they were unable to capture her on video. They claimed she was around 20 years old, wearing old-fashioned clothes and entirely black. The story goes that sometime in the past, a young woman was lured to the middle of the bridge by her lover and one of her friends. They then threw her over the edge, and ever since then, she's been known to appear on the same spot she was thrown from, and for those unfortunate enough to look over the edge, she will try to drag them into the water below with her. Another reason the bridge became a well-known haunted location was because of a very real incident involving 5 men and 1 woman who gassed themselves in their car nearby. On the morning of March 10, 2006, police received a call of a suspicious car by a forest road near Otaki. Inside, they found 5 men and 1 woman, all dead without external injuries. 3 were sitting in the front seats and 3 in the back. The windows to the car had been covered in black film, and only the passenger's side door was unlocked. Police determined they had committed the act themselves. Inagawa Junji has claimed that Chichibu Lake has the power to lure people to their doom, and there have been reports of further deaths at the bridge. Although there is no sign here, like other similar locations, warning people to think of their family and contact help if they are feeling lost, you can occasionally find flowers decorating the entrance and various spots along the bridge, honouring the spirits of those who have passed. As the bridge grew in notoriety, more and more ghost hunters went to visit the site in person. Some have claimed that white hands have reached out to grab them while walking across, while others have claimed that they could hear voices. But Chichibu Lake Suspension Bridge isn't the only haunted location around Chichibu City. The area is known for up to 8 different ghost spots, mostly located around dams, lakes, and cliffs in the area. Hanada Village in the Siren video game series is also said to be based on an abandoned village found in Chichibu City, called Shiraiwa, located roughly 20 kilometers from Chichibu Lake Suspension Bridge. On April 22, 2017, an 18-year-old university student drove his car through a guardrail in Chichibu City and crashed 15 meters to the ground below. The driver died, while his 3 passengers survived with major injuries. One of the passengers later told police, "It felt like we hit something, and then the driver's side airbag opened and he couldn't see." The reason they were even on the road, according to him, was to visit a famous ghost spot nearby. They were touring the many famous haunted locations in the area, and some have claimed that the car crashed because of a jibakure in the area. Jibakure are the spirits of the dead who are attached to a particular place or item, and due to the nefarious circumstances surrounding their death, are unable to move on to the afterlife. They hang around on Earth, dragging more people to their death until the spirit can somehow be appeased. with how many haunted locations can be found around Chichibu City, including perhaps the most infamous of all, Chichibu Lake Suspension Bridge, it's not too hard to see why people might think that. Mikaeri Bridge. Mikaeri Bridge is located a few kilometers east of Shigeto Station, one of the highest points in all of Shikoku. It's a tiny bridge, barely 10 meters in length, but it's also one of the most famous ghost spots in all of Kochi. Mikaeri means to look back, and this ties into the legend of Mikaeri Bridge. It's said that if you look back over your shoulder while crossing the bridge, you or someone close to you will die within the next few days. You might also see a pale woman with long hair stepping out of the forest, wearing old-style Japanese clothing, glaring at you with a fearsome expression on her face. Numerous white hands are also said to reach up from beneath the bridge, and if you turn back, they will find you and drag you under. Either way, looking back over Mikaeri Bridge almost guarantees death. The bridge was built in 1973, a year after the Shigeto disaster. On July 5th, 1972, a massive downpour caused a landslide which buried a local firefighter alive. As his colleagues worked to dig him out, another landslide, this time much larger in scale, shook the mountainside and rumbled all the way to the bottom. 8 houses were destroyed as it came down, and it swept across the nearby highway, with people driving on it at the time, towards Shigeto Station. In the end, 60 firefighters, station staff, residents, and locals driving on the highway were killed. It's believed that their spirits remained in the area as onryo, unable to move on and continuing to haunt people to this day. Many of those spirits are said to reside near Mikaeri Bridge. In recent times, Mikaeri Bridge has also become famous as a location people visit to die, and numerous people who have visited the bridge for fun claim to have had accidents on their way home. As with other locations that saw tragic accidents in the past, spirits seem to call more spirits to them, and the more time that goes on, the more that gather there. Those who die at the bridge join the legions of spirits unable to move on, and they try to drag any who visit down with them. A short distance away, you'll find the remains of Roppo-en, a leisure area that closed in 1975, only 3 years after the Shigeto disaster. While it used to house restaurants, go-karts, fishing, and other such leisurely activities, there were also rumours of an extra building, one that couldn't normally be seen. A phantom building that you could only find by looking over your shoulder on Mikaeri Bridge. If you happened to turn around and see the building, you would be able to enter it. However, upon entering the building, you would be trapped and never able to return again. In either case, looking back when standing on Mikaeri Bridge isn't recommended, because it would seem that if the ghosts don't get you, perhaps a phantom hospital that exists between the realms will. Saikai Bridge. Saikai Bridge, which connects Sasebo City to Saikai City in Nagasaki Prefecture, opened on December 1st, 1955. It's an arch bridge with a total span of 316 meters and crosses the Hario-Seto Strait. At first, the bridge was a toll road, with standard cars costing 200 yen to cross, buses 500 yen, and pedestrians 10 yen. But this ended in 1970 and the bridge became free for all to use. The waters beneath the bridge are incredibly turbulent thanks to the mixing of various tides, and the strait is said to be one of the 3 fastest currents in all of Japan. It's also said that if anything falls into those waters below, it'll never be recovered, and that includes people. It didn't take long for the bridge to become known as a popular jumping spot for this reason, and particularly through the 1960s and 70s, rumours spread far and wide that not only was the bridge a popular spot for jumpers, but that it was haunted as well. Some of the most famous ghosts at the bridge include that of a woman who appears to be drenched, as well as a baby whose cries can be heard as you cross it. This likely comes from rumours of couples in the 60s and 70s who reportedly jumped from the bridge because they were too poor to raise their families. Others have reported numerous hands reaching out of the swirling waters deep below the bridge, and sometimes you might even hear a voice call out to you as you're crossing. However, if you turn around, the bridge will be empty. You're the only person there. It's also said that if you regularly use the bridge, you might see the same person jumping off it constantly in an endless loop of torment. At first, this can be rather shocking, as it appears to be a normal person, and if you rush over, naturally nobody will be there. Their body will have disappeared into the water. However, upon repeated trips over the bridge, you may notice that same jumper again and again, wearing the same clothes and jumping from the same spot. The nearby park is also thought to be haunted, and, like the bridge, you might find spirits hanging around. It's also said you might see spirits near some of the buildings and restaurants in the areas below the bridge, making the area one big ghost spot. In the mid-1970s, a prevention fence was installed on the bridge, and the number of reported deaths was said to have dropped greatly after that. These days, it's said to be incredibly rare to see news of anyone jumping from the bridge. It remains famous amongst fans of the supernatural for all of the stories of it being haunted thanks to its past reputation, but these days it's also popular simply as a sightseeing spot. The stories and reputation remain, but they are much less emphasized these days. But what did you guys think of this one? Are there any other haunted locations you'd like me to explore? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.